Wake Up in Provincetown. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us, wherever you are.
Dare you?
It is the second week of Holly Folly.
That's right. The first ever second weekend of Holly Folly.
The first ever second weekend. It's a very annual first.
The
ever
inaugural first ever
second weekend of Holly Folly.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny.
First annual.
I've heard both sides of this coin on social media or whatever, where people are like, oh, the fellas that came to my booth said they don't like that there's an extra week because it distills the specialness. And then a lot of people are like, no, it's great that there's a second week because there's things to do throughout December instead of everything jammed in the front week and the shows are sold out or everyone's competing at each other. Oh, my show today is at 11:30 because every other time slot was, people are, so. I'm very happy that it's spread out.
Me too, and I think all of the inns and restaurants are, and other businesses, the holiday markets are all doing great. Every person I know who owns an inn is like, yeah, we're basically sold out for this weekend. Yeah. It's great.
It's great.
It works.
This is why we do things to bring business in the off season.
If you build it, they will come.
If you build it, they will come. And did you go to the Holiday Market yet?
Yes, the one at the canteen?
Yeah.
Yes.
I love that he built that big lodge kind of thing. It's like he can do more programming in there. The tea dance looked really cute last week. Yeah. They're doing movies in there.
Yeah, the canteen, the original holiday market, it just gets bigger and bigger.
Yeah, and they constantly changes it up, which is nice. Yeah. You know, it's like one year, remember the skating rink? There was a skating rink one year, a big
way.
Yeah, it was like it was like plastic skating, and it was about as big as this desk. But it was still fun.
It was adorable.
Yeah. And I just like that Louique.
Thank you to Robin Louique, always.
That they constantly change it up and want to keep people coming back.
I know, and I know that back when the canteen was the only holiday market, they only had a limited number of stalls, and people were like, please, please, you weren't guaranteed a stall if you wanted one.
Right.
And so now there's pop-ups all over, they're doing holiday markets at the Gifford House. I saw Jimmy Lee up there.
Yeah.
And they're even moving around some of the people in the original stalls. So I walked in and Jen White was first on the right selling candles, and I was like, oh, prime real estate. You got moved up to the front spot.
She's like, yeah, I used to be out on the beach with a crate.
I was like, this must be way warmer than where you normally get stuck in the back. And she goes, no. She's like, it's freezing out here. And I was like, oh.
The holiday market up at the Gifford House. They were inside the one day and they had to move outside the other day because the gay men's chorus was having brunch or something there. So everybody was like, we didn't know we were going to be outside today. We were really quite dressed for this. But
I've got a lot of fun local gifts. If you're going to a Yankee Swap Christmas party, buy something at one of these holiday markets. Buy local. Buy from a small maker of things.
Oh, absolutely.
No gift cards at a Yankee Swap.
But what if it's a gift card for a local business?
Fine.
That's okay, but no one needs a fucking Amazon.
The fun of a Yankee Swap is that the boxes are different sizes, and if it's just a bunch of envelopes, that's just not as...
Yeah, but if you have the gift card inside a refrigerator box in 80 layers of paper, that is recycled paper, by the way, don't buy new shit.
Refrigerator box.
That would be good.
That would be ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'll give you a Spiritus gift card.
Ooh,
I'll take that.
Exactly. Like if you're still supporting a local business that isn't,
Yes,
so that's
a gift card to a local business, fine.
Yes, very, very fine.
I just think that, it's a Yankee Swap.
Yeah. Oh, are you invited to a Yankee Swap?
I am.
Oh,
and I
must
was
be
told
nice.
I was told not to bring a gift card.
Oh. And you were told not to invite or bring me either.
I'm always told that.
Okay, good. Great. The Holly Folly Follies was
Holly Folly
fun.
Follies was a smash hit. Of course, it was just a couple of days after we found out that the Crown and Anchor had sold to Tryst Hotels, and so there was a feeling in the air of is this the last one? Like a little nostalgic feeling. And we don't know.
We don't know.
We won't know.
We don't know. There is an article in the paper this week with more details. We obviously didn't have details last week, but the big thing that people were concerned about is the housing for people that have their housing tied to their business, which we all know is a terrible thing that people shouldn't be tied into their businesses that they work for housing, but that is a fact of life here and many other resort towns. So the people that do have housing through the Crown and Anchor have various hotels are putting them up. They're paying the same rent that they were paying in the housings here, and the Prouder Together Foundation or whatever it's called is paying the difference to these local businesses.
So everybody who has employee housing who's losing it on January 1st does have a place to stay is the bottom line, and they're not paying any more in rent.
They're not paying any more in rent.
Right.
And that, yes, due to the generosity or whatever. I think it's the Pilgrim House, the Gifford House, and the Cruise Quarters.
Yes.
So it's businesses working together, et cetera, et cetera. And changes are going to come. And the good thing is it will be gay owned, if that means something to people. And a lot of this article is like, if you start losing gay spaces, blah, 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 what happens? Like Key West and other like what were gay resort towns that like lost the gay guest houses and stuff. And then now they're just like cruise ships come in and disgorge a bunch of pardying
Have you
straight
ever
people.
been to Ogunquit in Maine?
Yes. Snooze.
I went in June last year for a friend's birthday, and it is often and frequently and loudly billed as like another P-town. They're like, oh, it's like a smaller P-town. It's like a cute gay place in New England. And we went, and I was like, I see a rainbow sidewalk, but like nothing about that town is gay. Like there's no like gay restaurant, there's no gay bar. Like we went to the one piano bar where like John Richardson got his start.
Oh, the
and
front porch.
I was like, oh, if this is where John Richardson got his start, it must be this big, fun, gay place. It is not.
You know,
I'm not slamming anything about that town, but I was like, why do people compare this to Provincetown at all?
well, if you are a sweater queen from Boston and you don't want to make the drive to Provincetown, then you love it because it is quieter. It's a little bit more laid back. I mean, I think that it's gay in the sense of like you're probably, especially in Maine, which is pretty, what do you call it? Conservative, socially conservative in a way. Like you know that you're going to go there and you know presumably be safer than you would be like walking around. I mean, in like Bangor.
Right.
But
And I know we have loyal, faithful viewers from Ogunquit. We love y'all. We
Yeah.
love Ogunquit. But it's just, I wouldn't compare the two.
no. I would. It's more like New Hope, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like it's a quiet, gay friendly place.
It was
is,
also
like-
the end of June, so like the big season hadn't hit yet.
There's a gay bar there too, right? It's not in the same. There's the front porch. What's it called? Main Street.
Street.
Yeah.
Maybe that goes to show it's not really comparable here.
Right.
There's nowhere comparable.
Right. There isn't anywhere comparable.
There's nowhere else like this on Earth.
Yeah.
Correct. And so it's good that this major establishment is staying gay.
Right.
That,
Well,
in a
to your
nutshell.
point,
To
yes.
my point. Okay. So moving on from that story. So that
That whole weekend was great. I love original Holly Folly,
yeah.
and I love new Holly Folly.
New Holly Folly. Yeah, places are crowded, things are jammed. The Sanibel run was
Cold that day.
cold, but didn't seem to stop
They
those
oversold
speedos.
the brunch. They oversold all the tickets.
They did.
Yeah.
Everything was oversold.
Good for them.
Good for them.
Good for them. Good for everybody.
Yeah, and also, so like, you know, the Follies happens, 700 or 800 people are in town hall watching these, and you know, you can tell a lot of these people in the audience are seeing some of these acts for the first time. Then on Sunday afternoon, we went to the Young Originals, Ben and Joe and Josie. They had a show at the Red Room, you know, pretty full room, and from the stage, Ben was like, how many of you were at the Follies? Every single person raised their hand.
Because
So,
the
like,
only reason they were probably at that show was that they had seen them the night before.
well, it
I think a lot of
helped,
people,
I
yeah.
think. So, well, I mean, that, you know, it was really good advertising to perform at the Follies.
And can I also just make a point to venues? Y'all, if you change the show time and you change it online, can you also change it on your poster? Because this bitch went to go see the show. Yaron was gracious enough to comp me in. I go there at like I go there at 1:30 because I think the show's at 2. I go there at 1:30. You know, no one's at the ticket thing or whatever. The red drapes are closed. I was like, oh, and I looked down at the poster and it says 3 o'clock, and I was like, oh, you're so stupid. You are here an hour early for the show. I go walk through town. I go and get the longest wait I have ever had for a sandwich in my life. I'm sitting there, and I open up my phone, and there's a clip Alan posts of the band on stage saying, oh my God, the Young Originals live on stage. It's amazing. I was like, what do you mean live on stage? Like the show was going on.
It did start at 2. The poster said 3. Online it said 2. So we
At 2:30, I'm getting my sandwich finally. I'm like, I'm not going to be that person that walks into the last half of a show. And then I'm texting Yaron. He's like, no, there's still 40 minutes. I'm like, ugh. I got so in my head and angry, I went home. And then I missed Alan's party. It was just a day.
you stayed mad about it.
I stayed mad about it because sometimes that's
Marc
happens.
stays mad.
I'm getting better about it, but we all sometimes stay mad, right? Sometimes you make a decision in your head and you can't get out of it.
Jana is blaming the Young Originals on our
changing the
comments.
time?
Yeah.
Yeah, but still the poster said
Thank you for
3.
watching, Janet.
Thank
I
you,
love
Janet. But the
you.
poster still said 3. That was a Sharpie marker.
I know, so we get there at 1:30, and I was like, oh my God, this poster says 3. I think it starts at 3. And Peter goes, everything else said 2. And he pulls up the ticket thing on his phone. He goes, this says 2. We were told 2.
Yeah.
I think it's at 2. And I was like, well, let's just go in and see if anyone's in there. So I went all the way into the venue, and they're like doing their sound check. And Janet was like, oh, we're going to open in like 2 seconds. I was like, I just wanted to make sure that this was still at 2 and not at 3. You should have just walked in there.
I just, I was like, oh, I'm early. Let me go do something. I walked up to this winter market. I went to, and Janet, I want to say, I want to give you credit for having a venue, bringing acts in, providing entertainment throughout the season, providing entertainment in the shoulder season. And I love what
My
you do
show tomorrow at 8:30 at the Red Room.
I love what you do at the Red Room. It's just like, oh, what a Sharpie. No, it's.
I know, he texted like.
The season, everyone.
I was just like, oh.
Yeah,
things change and we get it. But okay, there's that. Hey, let's do our thing that we said we were going to do because let's do that first.
Okay.
So, why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
You guys,
I have a photo.
This is very important, like PSA type viewing. We don't normally air interviews more than like say 8 or 9 minutes. This is a longer one, but I think it's so important to hear what Ashley has to say. Ashley is an Australian photographer who's kind of like a war scene photographer. He spent a lot of time in Iraq, abroad. He was at January 6th, which you'll find out during this chat. Right now he's taking pictures of ICE raids. He's cataloging all of these terrible things that we're hearing about in the news, seeing it firsthand. And this is one of the most important interviews I think I've done for this show. So please sit down, watch the whole thing, and listen to this. How's New Orleans today?
ICE looks like. Standing in fucking Home Depot parking lots, hanging out behind Petco's, looking for guys in green.
What is it about you that makes you want to do this for your work?
This is morally and legally wrong. And someone's got to fucking hold these guys accountable, right?
Absolutely. How does this compare to being in Iraq?
The funny thing is, like, a lot of it feels like a lot of the tactics and then a lot of the optics. Also, visually, it looks, when you're seeing these guys. Like yesterday, I was walking down the street in a neighborhood by the airport out here in New Orleans, and you've got guys with rifles, with scopes on them, in some case suppressors, in full military outfit, walking down civilian streets.
Yeah.
Looking in windows, like looking at car license plates, looking for people to grab. And that's really familiar. That does feel like a combat zone. And then when you see them working, it could be little things like when a police officer detains arrests somebody here, they generally escort them to the car. They hold the handcuffs of the suspect and put them in the car. Here, they grab people by the scruff of, they zip cuff them and then grab them by the scruff of the neck and throw them into a car. It's exactly what I saw overseas. And the thing that is really troubling is I really never thought I would see that sort of stuff here at home.
Mm-hmm.
It's troubling seeing that overseas, but then, I've seen ICE agents just grab people here without even a question. Show me your ID. Are you a citizen?
Yeah.
It feels and it looks like a war. I mean, I'm calling it a war. Like, if you're brown, this is a war.
Yeah. It just seems from all outward appearances, anybody just sitting on their couch at home, it feels lawless. And I'm like, who's running this? Nobody's running it. These people who, a lot of them didn't have a job the day before they started doing this. They took a bonus to be a creep on the street. And I'm like, where's the oversight? Like, how is this America at all?
That's one of the things that I think we're trying to really focus on here as members of the press is, like, there has to be some accountability in all of this. Like, I literally watched an agent grab somebody the other day They smashed his car window. They took him out. He was holding his ID up, and they went ahead and they detained him. I mean, those guys were not wearing identification.
Right.
They're not identifying themselves as federal agents. It's guys who are wearing stuff they bought, at the local Walmart, with, in some cases, what looks like their own weaponry. Like, who holds them accountable? They're masked.
Right.
Those men in the car, those two, they detained two men. Like, what recourse do those two men have? Like, they're not getting arrested. They're not getting a charge sheet. There's no warrant. There's no documentation of who it is that's grabbing them. I mean, we know that it's Border Patrol. We know that it's ICE. I hope. I mean, I've seen those guys around. I've seen them in Chicago, so I know that, except that guy doesn't know that. And then if he wants to file a complaint with the federal government, who do you file it with? Who was it that even grabbed you?
Right. Yeah, there's no telling.
Yep. So I think I've been told by a bunch of civil rights lawyers that the front line of defending what is constitutionally right now lies with the press. That used to lie with the courts. But the courts are largely falling in line with what these guys want to do.
Right.
So this level of impunity, it feels new. It feels really new. Even in war zones, like a soldier or a Marine does something out of line, and they're usually held accountable.
Right.
Not here. This is new, So I've been down here for the last 9 days, I think, in NOLA. I was in Chicago for a couple of weeks before that. I've been working in New York for a month in the story. And I'm really looking forward to coming to P-Town to take a couple of days and just take a breath. Because, I mean, please tell me there's no ice in P-Town.
No, knock on wood, not yet.
Not yet. They're really expanding operations. Apparently, there's going to be a big surge in numbers. There's a huge training taking place right now. So there's going to be a big surge in ice numbers in January, I hear.
I really dread the moment that they set foot on our shores.
I know, and you've got I was really, really happy last time I was up there to see you've got so many new migrants working in P-Town.
Yeah,
it's so cool. I don't know anything about P-Town, so I was really when I got up there, I was surprised in so many ways about how much I love that place. But seeing new migrants out there, really, I don't know, I loved it. It's a special place.
Yeah, I mean, for Cape Cod, Massachusetts in general, but Cape Cod especially has a reputation for being super extra majority white people. You come to P-Town and the majority of the workforce is Jamaicans, Eastern European kids.
Yep.
All on either J1 student visas or H-2B visas to come and return summer after summer. And so, behind the scenes, it feels like a much more diverse place than maybe it feels like on the surface.
Yeah.
When are you coming back?
I'm going to get on a flight tonight, and then I'll be up there tomorrow afternoon.
Okay, and tell us a little bit about your show up at the Stanley.
Yeah, so the exhibition is it's like a mini retrospective of my work that I've been doing, photojournalism that I've been doing since the late 90s, which is crazy to say now. But so it spans a variety of war zones, but also social issues. I'm not so much a conflict photographer as much as I am a photographer of social issues. That's really, my heart has always been covering issues around migration and refugees, which really you can tie anything to. So the photographs, I think the earliest picture is from West Papua. Maybe it's 2000. I think there's a picture from 98 in there as well. But then you start looking at places like Iraq and Afghanistan, but also looking at the United States. And what really struck me was Cecilia, the way that Cecilia hung the show. It was the first time in my life, in my career, that I've seen this through line because the most recent picture in the show is of January 6th. And it's it's a Capitol police officer named Eugene Goodman who famously stood his ground. He's a black police officer and he stood his ground against a bunch of, I mean, I think we can call them for what they are, which is white supremacists and insurrectionists who were storming the Capitol. And he stood his ground and gave politicians long enough to get out of there. I mean, literally, there's a picture of him with his hand up, his hand up saying stop. His other hand is on his service weapon. And you've got all of these insurrectionists in front of him. Now, what I've never seen in my work is that moment, the way that we managed to get to that moment in this country's history is on those walls. Like there's a through line from Iraq and Afghanistan, decades of war and polarization that led to people thinking it was okay to go into the Capitol and try to overthrow democracy, democratic process. And to me, that was really, really compelling because and then standing here right now on this ICE story, again, it's another through line. Like on tomorrow night when I'm speaking with Marsha at the gallery, you know, this is very much something that I'm going to be talking about. What's happening right now? I mean, like, you can see through the militarization and polarization on those walls how we got to where we are now. And it's a little bit disheartening, but at least, like, I'm a journalist and I'm supposed to be neutral, but like, I chose to fight against all of this stuff, and my weapon is my camera. Mm-hmm. Those photographs on the wall are the fruits of my labor. Like, I hope that they act as a kind of mirror.
Mm-hmm. I mean, without photographs of it, there's little to like create an accurate historical documentation of the things that actually happened. Like that was only 5 years ago, and the amount of like history rewriting that's already gone on about that day is like disgusting to me. Like it makes me physically ill that people who were helped to get out of that space are now like, oh, well, it wasn't as bad as the media made it out to be. I'm like, you were running for your life.
Yep. Yeah, that's the amazing thing, Bob. It's the ability of these politicians to rewrite a narrative about a factual thing that happened. Like, I know that, you know, depending on which president is sitting in the office and they look at those photographs, we've got a president in office now who calls them patriots, you know, J6s. Yeah. And then we've got we had another guy who called them criminals. Like, these are the same people. Mm-hmm. And I know what I saw, and I've got pictures to prove it. Mm-hmm. In time, we can look back at that in a more neutral and historic perspective. But right now, it's all just fuel to the fire.
Right.
And this is one of the difficult things with journalism is like that the same photograph can be used to defend two different sides of two different perspectives. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm a journalist. My picture should be presented purely as journalism. I'm as neutral as I possibly can be. And that, you know, that can be confronting and challenging in itself. But those documents on those walls are evidence. It's testimony.
Yeah.
So like right now it's the morning, it's sunny, it's nice, I'm in a good mood, and I feel very much a deep sense of purpose for this work that I do. But I can tell you by 4 p.m. this afternoon, after chasing ice around all day, the purpose diminishes a little bit.
Well, you're doing really, really important work, and I know it's dangerous, and thank you for doing it. Thank you for sharing it with us, and thank you for bringing it to Provincetown.
I can't wait. No, I can't wait to see Provincetown again. So hopefully I'll see you tomorrow night.
Yeah, you know, I've been to Melbourne once.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, I don't know why you would ever leave there.
I know. My God, I'm going back for Christmas. I miss Melbourne so much. It's so nice. But here's like, I will tell you, like, the feeling of Provincetown isn't that dissimilar to Melbourne. Like,
I think
Sitting
that's
around
what I
drink-
loved about it. It reminded me of home.
It's like everyone sits around drinking coffee all day, and somehow we make enough money to get by.
Right.
It's like community, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah.
Well, stay safe out there, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for making some time for this.
Pleasure. Thank you, Bob. Talk to you later, man.
All right.
I want to thank Bob for doing that interview, but also Ashley for sharing his passion and his talent. So please go
Ashley Gilbertsen will be at the Schoolhouse Gallery tonight.
at the Stanley
The
Space.
Stanley Space with Marcia from 6 to 7:30. You can get tickets for it. It's free on Eventbrite. Eventbrite, a photo exhibition and a chat, and I think it's going to be well worth your time. I will be there. I can't wait to meet him in person.
Oh yeah.
This
I
is
was
it.
like, is he gonna be here?
We had this conversation yesterday morning, and I was like, when are you coming back? He's like, tomorrow. And I'm like, oh my God. After spending another day in New Orleans doing that, ugh. There are people in life who are recharged by doing really difficult, depressing work. I am not one. I just want to make tea-teenies and stare at the ocean
Oh, so that government work's really working out for
and
you.
make people laugh. Well, no, I mean, what I do isn't nearly as dark as that,
No.
usually.
But it comes up.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When you work
absolutely.
for the state or you work for any government agency, you're dealing with it on a daily basis.
Yeah, people's lives. We're talking about people's lives.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your life.
What about my life?
What's going on?
Oh,
there
really?
you
What
are in
about
the
my
newspaper.
life? What about my life? If you don't know, and if you don't know by now, my God. Okay, so Sam, Bob, me, many other people, 25 other people, are doing this progressive Christmas carol, and we're doing it tomorrow.
It was a dream of Marc since the early pandemic days.
It's been a dream of mine, as it says in the Provincetown article. No, it's really, I know I'm a blowhard a lot of times, but I'm very proud of working with the Commons, which is about community, and I'm proud of working with my friends who have signed on to do this. It's, everyone is talented, everyone's fun, the script is great. I was running around doing scenery yesterday, running around doing this, running around people have pitched in with art to be part of the scenery. Scott Coffey created some costumes. It's just been it's a community event, and it's our first time. So please have some grace with us. You're only paid $10 for the ticket. But recognize that this is a proof of concept. Because we really want to do this every year. We want to have different people involved every year.
And Marc swears the wind is going to die down.
I swear the wind will die down in the morning. But we want to have different sites every year. This is going to be a growing thing, and we hope it to be a uniquely Provincetown tradition. So there's a QR code. I hope it works on your TV. If you don't have a slot already, the way it works is between 11 and 3, half-hour slots are allocated, and you go and follow a group of people throughout town to these different locations, and there are 3 different casts, and you see a version of the Christmas Carol that Cody Sullivan wrote. It's super fun, it's super timely, it's irreverent, but please join us. We're really, really excited about it.
And Sam and I are in the 11-12-32 group.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And I am also going to be playing Scrooge at 11:30 and whatever, 90 minutes after that. I don't remember.
11:31 and 2:30.
Yes, 11:31 and 2:30. Yeah, one of our actors had a injury that did not heal properly. And
He broke a few of his clavicles, I heard.
all the clavicles in his body. No, our sympathy and our please have a speedy recovery, Billy Huff. But he's unable to join us tomorrow, so I am stepping into the role of Scrooge, which I was
Born to play
Oh,
Scrooge.
typecast myself. No, we really did try to work it out and but it's going to be great. It's going to be fun. Please join us.
Tomorrow is a big day, arguably as big as the Saturday of original Holly Folly. You're going to find out from Sam's Roundup all of the things to do, but most salient are that and my show at 8:30 at the Red Room, and Tori's show, which we're going to talk to Tori about in a little bit. But Yaron and I are doing our inaugural. You can't say first annual because until something happens twice, it's not annual. So this is the first.
The inaugural.
The inaugural Yaron and Bob's A Very Merry Provincetown Christmas, featuring some of our most talented and fabulous friends, singers, dancers, jokesters, There will be jokes at my expense, our stand-up comedian has warned me. So I'm really excited about Vivian Fontaine's set.
Oh, and some of these people are literally have to run from the Christmas Carol over to do
Literally,
this show.
yeah, there's a lot of cross-casting today.
Yeah, it's super fun.
It is going to be super fun, so I hope to see you at all of those things tomorrow, and I hope to see you tonight at the Stanley to see, oh, and you know what else is tonight? I'm basically going to just do the whole roundup over the next 10 minutes. Liza Lott is doing a Christmas show tonight that I'm really excited about. I think that's at 8 or 8:30.
Yep. 8:30.
Yeah.
8:30
it's in
here,
the roundup.
here in the
Crown.
cabaret.
Oh, and she's doing her Liza Christmas
It's
special.
Liza Minnelli Christmas Hour.
Oh, I'm sure that's
It's
fantastic.
going to be very, very fun.
Awesome.
Do you want to talk about more news?
Oh, yeah, and also, if you don't know, and this is, again, oh, well, if you don't know, congratulations to the folks that won an economic development grant. A lot of local businesses applied, including the Yoga Joint, Cody Sullivan from the Cody Plays. Greg Salvatore invented a bag that you fill with sand, I guess, at the beach, and and it holds your dog in place. So he got a grant in order to employ local sewing artists to create this new product.
That's great.
The Provincetown Recording Studio, which is doing the podcasting things, got a grant. Our friend Gaston Lacombe got a grant to continue his podcast. There is, do you have a Carl Tasha piece?
ring?
Jewelry. Well, Carl Tasha was an artist here.
I have a ring.
You have a ring.
Yeah.
If you know, you know. But he was a jewelry maker and an artist that created very organic, unique pieces of jewelry that were prized and are prized. Like they sell for a lot of money because they're not made anymore. So his daughter Deidre got a grant to restart using the old molds and stuff to create this.
Really?
Yeah. So that was one of the grants. There's also a fishery. Victory Fisheries that got a grant. So a lot of local businesses, they were wanting to support year-round business or starting new businesses. So people that applied for grants that were doing like weeks weren't getting it because they wanted to sort of use this money to sort of foster year-round things. We applied, we did not get a grant. It's because I don't know how to write a grant. And Priscilla wrote a grant and I looked at it, I was like, yeah, it seems great. Obviously it didn't eloquently explain why the show has value and what the show does to promote year-round business and small businesses and performance spaces
They
and
gave you
artists.
notes of why they said no, and it said you did not adequately explain why.
It basically said like I didn't adequately or clearly state the mission statement or what we're going to use the money for. Basically, we're going to use the money to pay our salaries because we don't make any money doing this. That is my diatribe. I'm happy that other people got money through this program.
You sound really happy.
No, I am. Look, small businesses, small organizations, plays that bring people in, artists that bring people in, etc. A jewelry maker. This is fantastic. And hopefully next time we will learn how to write a grant and we can get funding for the show.
Oh yeah.
Because
Just wait for next year's application.
just wait for next year's
We're gonna get it.
application.
We'll get them next time.
Yeah.
We'll get them next time. That being said, anybody who wants to sponsor the show, please reach out because we will happily have you in. And also, we've been talking about online, all these other people talking about the Bradford closing. And we have constantly said the Bradford isn't closing because they raised the rent. The Governor Bradford and Colin and his team over there have decided not to renew their lease, and the article in this week's paper.
I love that you just keep turning the same thing.
Well, okay, I'm trying to talk. I'm not very smart, Bob. Anyway.
That's a lie.
Yeah, it's in this paper. It basically lays out what the reason. There it is. So on Saturday, there is a closing, fun time at the Governor Bradford to celebrate what has been there for the past couple years, which was Colin Kalisko's restaurant along with his partners. And they decided to not renew their lease because they didn't want to run a nightclub. It's a 220-seat restaurant. That's huge. Yeah. And to keep that running in the wintertime, which they wanted to do to support their staff, they weren't making any money doing that. And what Colin and his business partners and his and Jamie Lewis and others, they just were like, we want to just have a small place where we could cook good food. And so
they're restaurant people, they're not club people.
Yeah, but they are, but the new group that's coming in, which, it's a restaurant group, which sounds like they're from Duluth. It's local folks that have businesses in other part of the Capes. The manager has been here who's going to manage, has lived here for 30 years. One of the people involved was at Fenizi's for 21 years. So it's local talent coming in to run the restaurant in what will probably be a more bar-friendly thing. But good news for you who like karaoke. When the Governor Bradford reopens in April after some reno, which if you've seen that building, needs to happen, Dana Denzel has been told, like, the karaoke's coming back, you're coming back. This is part of the vibe of that place. Did you ever host karaoke there or do it like?
I've never hosted it there.
I hosted it the first few years when Ryan,
Really?
yes, as the article, Ryan, they asked Don Edwards used to own the restaurant, asked Ryan to do karaoke there, and he was like, only if we could do it in drag. So like Ryan and Scott did it in drag for years, and then like other people did it. I did it for a little bit.
As Sharon Needles.
As Sharon Needles. And it was, it was one of those things I hated karaoke, because to me karaoke is like, ugh, I hate the sound of it, just because, like, people not singing on key, and Lord knows someone who doesn't always sing on key. But I'm like, this isn't entertaining to me. But then there was one rainy night on like a Thursday, and it was like in October, and this young person got up and said, I really want to sing this song because my girlfriend left town today. And I was like, oh, this will be great. And then she got up there and sang this song, not well, but beautifully, because it was from the heart. And she was like feeling emotion and blah, blah. And I was like, ugh, fuck you, Marc. How dare you denigrate this thing? People are getting on a stage in front of strangers and pouring their heart out. So, it's not a musical thing. It is a community thing where I was like, oh, drunk, and like, look, yay, there's the cashier.
It's fun for the people doing it.
Yeah, and it's also fun for the people in the audience, because they're seeing people that they don't see, and like the bachelorette party or the straight bros or whatever are all getting up and communally engaging in something at the same time. Yeah. They're not on their phones, they're not like whatever. So that anything that brings people together is important. So bringing people together at the Governor Bradford when it reopens under the same name in April will continue to happen.
And tonight, Dana is doing karaoke tonight, but not tomorrow.
No, because tomorrow's the closing party,
Right,
and
so
then
But before they knew she was coming back in April, they were like, the final karaoke ever is on Friday. This is the last one for a few months.
Yeah. So you'll have to find your karaoke chops. Oh, I think Liza's doing karaoke
doing
at the
it,
Pilgrim
yeah.
House. Yeah. So it's all good news. Changes are happening, but I feel like they're happening not necessarily for the worse, which is what we're all fear, and for the better.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Change is the only constant. Is that what they say?
Yep.
Yeah. All right, let's, now we've touched on some of the things going on. Let's bring it to Sam and the Roundup.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Wake Up Weekly Roundup with me, Sam Sewell, for the week of December 12th through the December 18th. It's getting a little chilly out there, but you know what? You can warm up with us into the woods. It's warm in the woods, I promise you. Come see us. We run through December 21st over at the Academy Playhouse in Orleans. You can come see what all the fuss about this harp is about. Look at that acting. Anyway, come get tickets, and we will see you there. Today, Friday, Holly Folly is still going strong, and you can get in on all the action at ptown.org. There is stuff going on. It is definitely a week of movies, moving, and music. Speaking of music, tonight, Points North, the Outer Cape Chorale, presents their collection of songs they've been working on tonight at Town Hall at 7 p.m. And they also play tomorrow at Town Hall at 5 p.m. Congrats, everyone. I know you've been working hard and it's going to sound great. Also, speaking of sounding great, Broadway Supper Club is happening at the Pilgrim House at 6 p.m. with Tori. So go say hey to Tori and Peter as they sing the night away. Speaking of singing, over at the Crown and Anchor, tonight we have Zoe Lewis at 6 p.m. and the Educated Fleas. Also at 7 p.m., the big gay holiday movie musical extravaganza is happening. And also the Liza Minnelli Christmas special with Liza Lott is happening at 8:30 p.m. Lots to do today. And then you want to rest because tomorrow we will go wassailing through town with not one, but two of many events, one being a progressive Christmas Carol. If you haven't gotten tickets, go to the Commons, get in on that. A lot of people are participating in this. It's pretty cool. Come see something inaugural and walk through town and see Christmas Carol. Also, you can then walk through town with this snow bar crawl happening from 1 to 5 p.m. Get in on all the information at ptown.org, and then you can dance the night away with SantaCon Holly Folly tea dances happening from 4 to 7 p.m. over at the Red Room. After that, you're going to want to rest and go back to the Crown and Anchor, where you get to see Bing, the holiday hits with John Richardson at 5:30, and Anita Cocktail's drag show at 7:30, and then the next day, Miss Bearded Mistress Party is happening at 7 p.m. Speaking of the next day, Sunday, also happening, Auntie Mame is happening at Water's Edge Cinema on Sunday the 14th at 4 p.m. with a special holiday screening, Auntie Mame. I'll have to see that. I've never actually seen that before. Speaking of Water's Edge Cinema, Austin Tyler Horror Show is happening on Wednesday at 6 p.m. I hear it's the best new winter thing. So go say hey to Austin and check them out at Water's Edge Cinema. And then on Thursday, go right back around to Water's Edge Cinema, where the film art series will be playing Tomboy at 7 p.m. It's a really great series they've curated in collaboration with Ham. So that's so much fun. And upcoming, Thirsty Burlington presents Christmas is Sharing. Keep your calendar marked for December 20th at 8:30 p.m. for the show at the Crown and Anchor. And also on the 21st, the Ugly Sweater Bike Ride is happening, so you still have time to get your ugly sweater and your bike decked out. That's at 4 p.m. on Sunday the 21st. And as always, shameless plug to end it out. Come see Into the Woods. Truly, not just for myself, but for Hillary and Lauren and the whole rest of the cast and crew who have been working tirelessly. We play until the 21st at the Academy in Orleans. As always, if you have anything you would like to promote, please email me at wakeuproundup@gmail.com or at me on Instagram at wakeuproundup. Stay warm out there, everyone. It is turning cold as we near the solstice. I will see you out there.
Chock-a-block. There's so much to do this weekend. Go to as much as you can, especially Tori's show.
Oh, wait, we have a clip. Tori, can we do the intro clip? Sorry, my bad.
Okay.
Here's a little clip.
Wait.
Hold on.
That's okay, sorry.
Do it again.
Oh, you guys, check this out.
Through the town, the joyous news went running. The joyous news after wicked old witch was finally done in. Ding dong, the witch is dead. The wicked witch.
Accepting limits, 'cause someone says they're so. Some things I cannot change, but till I try, I'll never know. Too long I've been afraid of losing love. I guess I've lost. Well, if that love becomes that much too high, I hope.
And that was a clip from VEXED. Please welcome Tori McClain, the creator and star of VEXED.
Hi, guys.
Welcome back.
How's it going?
Really good. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you.
How's life?
Life is busy.
I know.
Life is so busy, and it's so great. Who knew that creating something new would take up every bit of your time?
I mean, that's how
In
it
the
goes.
best ways.
Yeah.
In the best ways.
So tell us a little bit about VEXED.
So, VEXED is what I would call a wickedly funny musical parody. See what I did there?
Yeah.
It's a story of Oz that's a little bit different. It's sapphic, and if you don't know what sapphic means, come find out.
We're not giving it away.
We're not giving it away. But it's a story that actually, for those of you who know me, you know that I've loved Elphaba from The Wizard of Oz and from Wicked, and the message that she carries forward about being true to yourself. Defying Gravity is a song I've been singing for a very long time. I sang it on town hall steps at the Pride celebration this past June. It's something that I feel is empowering for our queer community to be okay with who you are and celebratory about who you are and not letting someone else set your narrative. And so in thinking about how can I create something that tells that story. It's a little bit political.
I mean, Wicked is very political.
It is very political, and people seem surprised by that have gone to see the movie or gone to see the production on Broadway. It's very political, and this show is a little bit political, but it's also full of queer joy, inappropriate jokes. You know, we say that the show is PG-13 for now. We are hoping that in the summer when we pick back up here at the Pilgrim House, we're going to do an additional version that's going to be a XXX VEXED.
She knows her branding. There
That's
you
going to be a little more R or X rated
Yeah.
for the audiences.
NC-17.
NC-17, yes, that's what it's called now, yes. But it's wonderful. I get to work with the amazing Drew Daniels, who you just heard in the clip. She is a Boston actor and just an incredible lyric soprano, and the singing is beautiful. And then I have Peter Romagna, who literally wears every other hat in the show. He plays so many different characters. And Peter was seen in the Golden Mean Girls cast this past summer.
Wait, which one was he?
I don't remember.
One of the four.
Is it? It's no. He was the boy from the Mean Girls.
Yes. Yes.
I don't
okay.
remember the character's name. Sorry.
The ingenue.
That was a great show.
Great show, so funny. My friend Jamie Morris, wrote that, and Jamie actually is the wizard. He makes a cameo as the wizard in this
really?
show. He does. It's great.
Jamie's here right now?
He's not here. We have him recorded as the
Okay.
wizard. And Marty Miller, it's Marty Miller who performs here as well sometimes. He makes a cameo as well in a video cameo. So it's queer joy. It's fun. It's celebratory of women. Until I started writing the show, and so we've put it up, starting in November. I didn't realize that Gelfie was a thing. Do you guys know what Gelfie is?
I don't know that. Sam sounds like Sam.
Sam knows what it is. Gelfie is the name of Glinda and Elfie together.
Oh.
And so,
Yeah, got it.
and so I didn't know that was a thing, and I haven't figured out a way yet to work it into the show, but I'm working on it.
Is this your first written show that involves a cast and big production?
It is, and it's different, in that it requires someone who can act and sing.
Right.
Unfortunately, I can sing. I'm doing my best at the acting part. But yeah, it's my first writing exercise in this way. It's all parody. It's kind of evolved from, at the beginning, I was a little scared to do more with Wicked and change the source material. Now, but for requirements for parody, I had to. And the first few shows, we got so many great laughs that the laughter, I leaned into it, and it gave me permission and to be more brave to write parody. And so I have great collaborators in my cast. They come to me with ideas all the time. Ken Horgan and Scott at the Pilgrim House have been great partners. They've supported this and all the changes and all the craziness I want to do. They're like, yeah, we can try to do that, or yeah, we'll get the tool you need to do that.
Great.
And you mentioned Prouder Together earlier. Pilgrim House is part of the Prouder Together initiative, and they are, I think, putting some folks up from housing, from displaced housing, which makes me proud to be part of an organization that's really giving back to the community in that way as well.
So going back to parody, because if you don't know, there's legal, you can use a song as long as it's. Do you have to change some of the lyrics? Is that how it's?
You do change. Some of the lyrics are slightly changed
Yep.
to tell the story, because this isn't about Elphaba being green.
Right.
This is about Lesphaba. Lesphaba, and she's queer, and that's what she's hiding. She's not. Her green skin is inconsequential for the most part.
So you're doing an actual parody of the story that we all know. Well, the story of the story we all know, because we all know The Wizard of Oz, and most people know Wicked. And now
Correct.
you're doing a spoof on Wicked. Which,
About the Friends of Dorothy.
yes.
You know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean. No, it's great. Parody is hard because so many people think parody is taking someone else's script and throwing up on stage with some drag queens doing the lines, and that's parody. And that is not parody. That is actually stealing someone else's writing and throwing it up under a wig. That's not parody. What you're doing is parody.
It is, and I've been challenged to make sure that it's queer enough, but not so queer that it's offensive.
Yeah, sure.
To the characters, because I really do love The Wizard of Oz, and
Right.
I love the characters and the deep abiding love that they have throughout all of the iterations of Oz. But it's been really fun. I will say that in the most serious moment of the show, we decided to throw in a joke.
Yeah.
And it catches you off guard, and I was scared to do that, and my actors said, do it. And
Do
we've
it.
done it, and it's been amazing.
There's nothing like that laugh from an audience.
The one that comes out of nowhere
Yeah.
because you're like, yeah.
It's
Because it's a
amazing.
true laugh.
It's a true laugh, yes, yes.
Good
Yeah, it's
you.
amazing.
So you're doing this show now through the end of the year. Are you going to be doing it in the off season as well?
So
you're going on tour.
well, technically, this is the off season. I get shoulder season-ish.
Shoulder season.
So
yeah.
we're going to be running the show on most Fridays, Saturdays at 7 p.m. and Sundays at 3. We know some people don't like to be up late, but when we have the audience in town, and come see it. Even if you saw it earlier this season, in the shoulder season, it's a totally different show right now than when we started in November. It's because of all of the things that we've added.
course.
We actually are adding in a new scene this weekend for the New Year's shows. But after the New Year, we're going to be traveling. We are booked at Club Cafe in Boston.
Right.
Excellent.
We are booked in Northampton.
Oh.
And then we have some more dates that we're trying to finalize. But more to come. We're hoping to travel March and April to other. We want to bring queer joy everywhere we can.
Sure, yeah.
We want to we want to do what you do in this podcast or in this every week. We want to. You guys aren't a podcast; you're a show, I guess.
Yes.
We want to bring that queer joy and the Provincetown joy to places that may not have it all the time, and invite them to be good ambassadors for Provincetown.
Yeah, and I think that God knows it's needed in other small spaces, in
Sure.
other small towns or big towns.
Sure.
If you know anyone has a venue that's looking for a great queer show, reach out to you guys. Where can one get tickets for this?
So you can get tickets online at pilgrimhouseptown.com. You can stop by the Pilgrim House, of course. Most of our social media, if not all of it, it should have a QR code on it that you can scan if we're doing it well. So you can do that. You can stop by our sponsors. All of our sponsors, by the way, they're all listed on our materials. All of my sponsors for the show are women-owned businesses in town.
Right.
That was my kind of my unofficial rule, but they've been so generous. Women Crafts is one of my sponsors. Sharon Maybill, who's a realtor, is one of my sponsors. My wife's business, I told her she had to be a sponsor. The Beach Cave Settler.
By the way, you are sponsoring this.
My friend Marie, who has Painting by Marie.
Yeah.
And Radiance Art Gallery. So
Nice.
just to mention all of them in this opportunity to
Women
shine some
supporting
light on
women.
women's owned businesses. Yes. Yeah.
Have you, not to totally derail this, have you watched the Lilith Fair documentary?
So good.
I just watched it last night. Peter had never even heard of Lilith Fair.
What?
And in the movie, they're like, it's 26 years later, and there are people like Olivia Rodrigo was like, I love all of these artists. I never even heard of this.
I mean, it wasn't very specific.
It was
obviously.
3
Do you know
years.
about
It
it?
happened for 3 years.
Of course you do.
I didn't have to go to the documentary. I went to all 3
You
years
went
of
to
Lilith
all
Fair in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm from Nashville. I'm from near Nashville.
right,
so
right.
I went all 3 years to Lilith Fair.
Oh, it was only a 3-year.
It was
only
3 years.
97, 98, 99.
But those
that
were
was it.
like big years.
Oh, and let me tell you, in Nashville, because they would always bring in local artists too,
Right.
and having the pool to draw from, Emmylou Harris and Linda Ronstadt show. I mean, all these amazing women who weren't on the card technically would all just show up and sing. It was amazing. I live Lilith Fair. That's
You're
my
so
jam.
lucky.
I know.
Because at the very beginning of the movie, the first thing anybody says, there's a person going, are you one of the people that really regrets that you never made it to Lilith Fair? And I was like, yes! And Peter's like, I've never heard of this. I was like, we're watching this documentary.
I actually went to see Sarah McLachlan last year in Boston, doing her 30-year anniversary of Fumbling Towards Ecstasy.
Right.
Jamie Morris went with me. We're both big fangirls of Sarah McLachlan. So yes, I mean, I could watch the documentary, but I live the
You're like, I don't-
documentary.
you're
even
gonna-
There's
better.
probably, but
You're
there's
gonna
probably
love
better
it.
views.
Just a little nostalgic trip down memory lane.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
really sweet. And it's all about women supporting women.
Yeah.
Like at one point in the third year, somebody suggested to Sarah, we should add some guys to this. And Emmylou Harris was like, do not
Right.
add
No
guys
need,
to
no
this.
need. They're-
It's already successful.
She broke hearts everywhere when she married her drummer, who was a man.
I know.
All the
We
lesbians
all
were
thought she was a
heartbroken. I
lesbian
know.
back then. Sarah, it's not too late. Just
Well,
kidding.
if you don't have tickets yet, if you've seen it, because it is, you were saying before, you're like, it's hard to like to freeze it.
Yes.
And it should never be frozen.
Right.
Like it should evolve. You
My
say-
cast might disagree with that, but we're
Well,
working
yeah,
through
yeah,
it.
yeah.
I can roll with the punches.
You're right, exactly. But please get tickets to see VEXED at the Pilgrim House. I can't wait to see it. I haven't seen it yet. so-
Piano gigs in between?
Piano gigs in between, lots of those. So actually tonight, Peter Romagna and my cast, he and I are going to be doing a Broadway supper club at the Thai restaurant at the Pilgrim
Oh.
House.
Oh, great.
It's from 6 to 8. And then I'm going to put on my jacket, and race through the wind over to the Gifford House tonight. And I'm with Chris Grasso tonight at the Gifford House every Friday
excellent.
night from 9 to 11.
There's still lots to do all the way through
Yes.
New Year's and
yes.
even in the off season.
Thank goodness I love to sing, huh?
Right?
You could.
Wow.
Thank goodness you're good at it and can keep doing it over and over. I do 2 songs in my show at the post office. I start losing my voice. I'm like, how do people do this every single day? Like for hours on end.
Sing a lot.
It's an instrument.
Something
And it
like
has
that.
to be constantly maintained.
Yes.
All right. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Sam.
Always
Thank you
nice
so
to
much
hear.
for having me.
And now we are going to go over to Sean with the weather.
Good morning, friends, and greetings once again from beautiful Breckenridge, Colorado. I am back from my Spanish adventures and was delighted to return to noticeably more snow on the mountains, which is exactly what everyone here has been hoping for. That said, we still need a lot more snow, but the mountain has significantly more terrain open than just a couple weeks ago, and it really does feel like progress. We'll talk more about snow conditions in just a bit, but first, let's take a look at your Provincetown weather. This morning, you're starting off cold and clear with temperatures around 22 degrees and a brisk west wind, making it feel even colder. Today, expect mostly sunny skies, very windy conditions, and a high near 35, dropping to about 30 tonight. Saturday turns mostly cloudy with a high around 38 and a low near 30 and a chance of snow showers late at night. Sunday stays mostly cloudy with a few morning snow showers possible and a high near 34 and a low around 22. Continued blustery winds. Monday will be partly cloudy and cold with a high around 32 and a low near 25. Tuesday looks mostly cloudy, a touch milder with a high near 33 and a low around 28, and maybe a spot snow shower early. Wednesday brings more clouds and slightly warmer air and a high near 39 and an overnight low around 35 and the chance of a few showers late. Overall, it's chilly, wintry stretch of winds, clouds, and a few snow chances before things moderate slightly midweek. As for the tides this weekend, we're seeing low tide right around midday and high tide near 6 p.m., which makes late morning through early afternoon the ideal window to get pups out on the flats. And a quick seasonal note, we're now about 10 days away from the winter solstice, the shortest day of the year, and you're definitely feeling it with sunrise close to 7 and sunset right around 4 o'clock. More next week about the winter solstice and some of the fun things that come along with it. And since I'm coming to you from Colorado, a quick check on conditions out here. Breckenridge is one of the most visited ski resorts in North America, known for its nearly 3,000 skiable acres, 5 peaks, and classic mountain town at the base. Conditions right now are firm, fast, and very groomer focused, with unfortunately no major storms expected over the next couple of weeks. Just a few light 1 to 2 inch refreshes at best. For the moment, about 11% of the mountain is open. That's 320 acres, with more coming online every day, thanks in no small part to the snowmaking crews around here working around the clock. You can probably hear them up behind me working right now. And speaking of snow hopes, Ullrfest is next weekend, named for Ullr, the Norse god associated with winter and snow, complete with parades, bonfires, and a whole lot of good-natured snow praying. There's even a giant Ullr statue at the base of Peak 8, and locals keep a close eye on the little light at the tip of his arrow anytime snow is in the forecast. Around here, we check the models and we praise Ullr. That's it for me. Everyone have a fantastic weekend. For those of you in P-Town, enjoy the second Holly Folly weekend. And for those of you out here in the mountains, I'll see you on the slopes. Marc, Bob, back to you at the...
So is it official? Is the wind going to die down tomorrow? What did he say?
Yes, it's going
No,
to
you
die
keep
down
saying
tomorrow.
that. Anyway, please welcome back to the show Jack Styler from the Provincetown Independent. Thank you for
Hi,
making
hi.
some time to be here.
Jack,
Great
this
to
is
be
your
here.
return. You came back in August.
Yes, just back after a year away. Glad to be back.
It's
Glad
nice
to
be
have
home.
you.
Yeah, it's really good.
You just wrote in the Independent about East Ham's medical marijuana dispensary that's going to be opening up.
Yes, in about 8 months. So not now, but sometime in the spring or summer, depending on how the application process goes. The Outer Cape will possibly have its first medical marijuana dispensary.
How was it that we got so many like recreational use ones before a medical
Right,
one?
right. Well, that's sort of what I go into in this article, which is some people who advocate for medical marijuana, which was passed before adult use, have said that it's really taken a back seat, right? We have 12 dispensaries, all adult use, from here to Brewster. none of them are medical.
Right.
And there's only 2 on the Cape that are medical, and they're in Mashpee and Sandwich. And there's about 3,500 people on Cape Cod who have medical cards. And if they're out here on the Outer Cape, they got basically nowhere to go.
Right.
And just the way that the regulatory framework was set up, it costs about $50,000 a year you have to pay the state $50,000 a year to have a medical dispensary, $10,000 for an adult use.
Really?
Yeah.
That seems.
It was, no, I know,
backwards to me.
it was a
Right.
more onerous system that was set up.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
initially, almost every pot store that applied for a license here said, we are going to eventually do medical marijuana, but we need to get some cash going, so we're going to start with this. But they made it so that you had to, if you had it in the same business, it had to be 2 separate businesses. You had to have a wall between it. There could be no meeting. The building had to be separated
Really?
out. Yeah, because it is controlled substance. You're doing
Right.
it with a prescription.
But you're
Yeah.
selling the same products, or?
Slightly different though, right?
Well, so if you're buying bud, it's basically the same thing.
Right.
At point of sale, that becomes either medical or adult use. Edibles, it's a little bit different. Medical, you can have basically any type of edible you want. There are dosage controls on recreational. But yeah, it is, as one guy told me, cannabis is cannabis. When you sell it as a medical, like medicine,
Right.
it's not different from the recreational stuff. It's mostly the same thing.
But it's priced differently if you
Yes.
have, as a purchaser, it's priced differently if you have a medical prescription.
There's no tax.
Right.
There's no tax because it's
Okay.
medicine. So you do have to pay, obviously, to go to a doctor to get registered as a medical patient.
Right.
But people say that that probably will be cheaper if you have a medical dispensary nearby because you're not paying tax, and because medical dispensaries can have sales and discounts and loyalty programs, which adult use or recreational dispensaries are not allowed to have.
Are not allowed to, but we know they do.
Wait, recreational ones are not supposed to do
Nope.
discounts?
Not supposed to do
Oh,
discounts.
I don't know any places that do that.
Yeah.
It's a controlled substance. It's like our liquor laws. You have to have the same price all the time. You can't have, that's why we don't have happy hour. Like, you can't discount.
Well, then what's the incentive for a business to be a medical dispensary?
Well, so this Eastham dispensary, the Emerald Grove, is like, there is a need here. They've talked to people who have med cards, and they say that they think that they will be able to get past the obvious cost of opening a medical operation in addition to their adult use operation, because they think people will come in from all over the Outer Cape and Lower Cape to their dispensary to shop medical. But they also told me, if a bunch of other businesses try to expand into medical, maybe this might not be worth it. We'll see.
And that was why we ended up with so many pot stores here, because
Right.
every other town on the Cape said, we will never, that's filthy money. That's drug money. We're not going to have those people in our towns.
And then as soon as we had like 7 of them, they started
And they
popping
saw
up
the
all over
income that was coming into the
Right.
town coffers. They're like, maybe Wellfleet does need a medical marijuana. I mean, need a marijuana shop. Like,
Yeah,
that's literally
yeah.
how it happened.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
is why our places were so jam busy. And now that it's saturated, a lot of people's profits are dropping off and stuff because they have to pay fees. And
Yeah.
there's like,
Yeah, there was this green rush. Everyone was like,
green
we're going to
rush.
make our fortune by starting this weed shop. And everyone had the same idea. And now it's like, there's a ton of shops out here. People are trying to figure out what works. And this dispensary is like medical. We're bringing it all the way back to medical.
Right, and it will presumably be successful to them as being the only ones, because people from here, because from here to Eastham is not that far of a drive, or even that far of a bus ride, the free bus every day.
Yeah.
If you wanting to save money on the product that you need by prescription in order to feel good or to get through any medical condition, it's okay to go to Eastham. You're probably not going to go to Barnstable or
Right.
whatever, but
Yeah.
that's sort of a midpoint at least. So as a business model, it makes sense.
Yeah. No, it makes a lot of sense.
Do you smoke weed?
I do, sometimes. Very occasionally.
Are you high right now?
I'm not high right now. I'm working right now. But I have.
I mean, we were joking before, because I was like, there was that other pot store on Champaigner
Yes.
that closed. And
Oh, yeah.
do you remember why they closed?
Why?
Nobody wants to work anymore. That was the quote.
Really?
They had to be open a certain amount of hours per week in order to keep their license. And they were like, well, we can't get staffing for this. So it's like, there's literally 3 owners of that establishment. They all live here. You can't work in your own store in the off season in order to keep it open. Like, but they literally said, nobody wants to work anymore.
Kim Kardashian's line. Nobody wants to fucking work. It's true. Nobody does. I don't. Do you want to work?
Yes, I do. I work a lot. I want to get paid for what I do. Jack, what story are you working on? We were talking. You're working on a great news story that we already touched on today.
Yes. I am working on a story about the new sauna that is on the beach right behind the Squealing Pig at the yoga joint. They just opened it in the Thanksgiving weekend. And yeah, I did get a chance to go last Saturday. It is really nice. It has got a beautiful view of the whole harbor, and they also have a cold plunge. It took a while to get
Is there
all
a weight room there?
No, there's not a weight room. There's a yoga studio, and now there's this cold plunge sauna situation.
But the cold plunge is the harbor, right?
Well, there's both. You can go in the harbor, but they have like a cold plunge that you can
okay.
jump in.
Like
and
what
it's-
athletes use?
Yes, yeah.
It's not just a big hole in the ground.
No.
That
No.
fills in with, okay, great.
Yeah.
Is it the round sauna?
It is the round sauna. Yeah.
Is it
it's
the
a
one that
barrel sauna.
it's a barrel sauna. I think
Yes.
it actually came from the Stowaway when Steve sold I think the Summer of Sass got rid of their sauna and I think
These
Chase
barrel
got it.
saunas are all the rage.
He ordered it. Yeah, I think
Oh,
he ordered
okay,
it.
I'm wrong,
And I
sorry.
think they had to crane it onto the beach, and then it first arrived in March, and then they had to figure out how to get that permitting. It's on, the floodplain, all that sort of jazz. That'll be in the article.
I take back what I said about the Yankee Swap gift cards. Get me a gift card to the sauna.
To the yoga joint. Right, because
Yeah.
the only other there's spas in town that have saunas.
Yes.
Right.
And
And
there's
gyms.
gyms.
Yeah.
Is it a steam room sauna or a dry sauna?
It's a dry sauna. I mean, you can pour, so it does steam up, but
Right.
it's more like Finnish style.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice. And you used it and you love
I
it.
did use it. I'm a big fan. I
Were you
have to
baked
say.
when you went into it?
I was not. No.
But he was cooked when he came out.
But it is really nice.
Yeah, it's a great way to like
Decompress.
decompress, talk. I mean, and again, you have that view. You're looking out at the water.
Yeah, and you can't have your phone. You
Oh,
have
yeah,
to
right.
sort of unplug for at least that hour. It's really good. Yeah.
You stayed in there for an hour?
Well, you go. It's like a sort of contrast therapy situation where you're in there and then you go plunge and then you go back in.
Cold, hot, cold,
Cold,
hot.
hot, cold, hot,
That's
yeah.
supposed to be really good for you.
Yeah, gets the
Yeah.
circulation going, as
Yeah.
they say.
Yeah.
And they're like, do you have any? So, are you looking for? So, this will be your first winter?
This will be my first full winter.
Yeah.
I was here for part of the winter of 2024, but it'll be my first February, which everyone talks about. Like, that's just going to be the worst.
Bucolic.
place.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it'll be good.
Solitary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As much socializing as you want.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's the best part. There is stuff to do, but you also be like, nope, not doing this kind of thing.
Exactly.
And you have work to do, so.
Yeah.
We're always busy at the paper.
Right.
Always.
Yeah. Off season, in season, we're always doing stuff. So should be busy. Yeah.
If you want to support the Provincetown Independent, please get a subscription. It is an amazing newspaper. Also, you can donate to the local journalism project, which is the nonprofit arm of the Provincetown Independent, and that gets young journalists access to come here, like Emma, who wrote the article about me. But she just came from Vassar, maybe? Yeah, great, I knew that. But I mean, we have an amazing resource in the Provincetown Independent. So please support it any way you can. That's also Yankee Swap. You could get a subscription.
A subscription to the
You
Indie
could
would
roll
be a
up the
great Christmas
newspaper,
present.
and you can make it look like
That's
something
a good
else.
idea.
Yeah, or you can make origami, and be like, oh, here's your gift, the Provincetown Independent thing.
Yeah.
All right, whatever. Thank you for spending.
Say hi to Jack when you see him out.
Yeah, he's out
say hi to me.
everywhere. You'll see him loping down the street as he
Yes.
does.
Uh-huh.
He's a
Thank
loper.
you so much
I
for
am.
making time to be here. It's always good to see you.
It's always good to see you guys. Thank you.
We
Check
want to
out the
thank our
article next week.
sponsors, the Provincetown Brewing Company, the Provincetown Business Guild, PTV, the Boat Slip, the Crown and Anchor, the P-Town Inn.
Also the Pilgrim Monument and Museum.
Yeah.
And thank you. Thanks to the team, Sam, Bob, me, and Sean. Thanks for waking up in Provincetown.
Wherever you are.
See you next week.
can I have some coffee? Wake up, wake up. Make it strong, please. Hey, ho, hey, wake up. Ho. No, really, can I have some coffee? Wake